Well, this is how my morning is starting at 5 a.m. So let's see if I can get myself out of this. Well, that was quite a beginning to my Saturday morning adventures. So, Warren, next time you show me how to sharpen my chainsaw, I probably should not procrastinate for half a year because I really needed it this morning. But a neighbor, a wonderful, wonderful neighbor, veteran, thank you veterans, came down and cut it up, bucked it, and I moved it off the road. So that tree was bigger than what I could probably have handled by myself anyway. But okay, so I'm on the road an hour and 11 minutes after I started for my Saturday adventure. So hopefully the rest of this goes well. See ya. Well, more later. Okay, this is probably my priority project for today. Oh, and look, that's just last night's water. Isn't that nice? Another 150, a little over 150, 175, yeah, probably 175 gallon. Isn't that nice? Anyway, air conditioning. In the wintertime, I don't want to use my heater any more than I have to. I don't want to pay somebody else. I want my wood heat, but I'm not home during the days. I like the house colder. as you know, compared to probably most people. And so I run the wood stove when I'm home, overnight, weekends, and then I try to keep the thermostat turned way down. So I don't know. Some people would be pretty miserable in those conditions. I am miserable when it's humid and hot, and I have trouble breathing in the humidity. So when it comes to air conditioning, I am a big old baby. So I came home yesterday. I've been struggling with asthma or whatever lung condition I've developed over the last year or two. And I've been struggling with that really bad. And I came home, it was 82 degrees out, but 100% humidity, a storm moving in. I was miserable, and my air conditioning wasn't cooling. So I know that when your coil, when your coils get dirty, is one big issue. And when your air filters inside are dirty, that's a big issue. I know my air filters inside are dirty. It's so dusty down here, and then with the dogs and all the fur balls, and I'm not a good housekeeper, and etc. So I got some Simple Green. I'm going to spray this down the coils. This little thing that looks like a radiator is what I'm talking about. I hope I'm using the right terminology. And so I'm glad that this is, I just have a wire covering instead of a harder covering. I thought I was going to have to find a way to unscrew that, but I think I can clean a lot of this out without removing that. But see, it's kind of like a radiator in there. Some of you might not even know what I'm talking about, a radiator. But it's got these little like gills, and then the coils run behind that. And if those get dirty and clogged up, which I'm sure they are, then it won't work right. And down there I've got, can't see it, yeah, maybe you can, spider webs and all kinds of stuff in there. So I just got home from the post office and the grocery and buying the filters and the Simple Green. I'm going to give this a try and hope I can get my house a little less humid. I don't mind the warmth, but the humidity. So this is what I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to spray all that, the coil cover, the radiator looking thing, I'm going to spray all that down, and then I'm going to rinse it with the hose and then go inside and change the filters and see if that helps before I call a repair person. Now I've sprayed it with the Simple Green, and I wasn't going to show really a before and after. I was just going to tell you afterwards if it worked, because there's not much to see, right? I thought. But I feel like I can see through there better. So there must have been, see the horizontal lines running through there? Maybe the sunlight's just shining a little different through the clouds, but I feel like I can see those better. So it's sprinkling. I'm going to take my phone inside and let this sit while I go inside, have a sip of coffee. I'll come back out and spray it. And then hopefully this helps. But yeah, I do believe I can see it better through there. Fingers crossed, always, as always. This is not a tutorial. I watched a few YouTubes. I've listened to my friend talk who fixes everything. And, you know, he's always like, coils, clean the coils, or whatever they're called. Is always the first step to fixing HVAC kind of things. So, but yeah, I really feel like I can see through that those little radiator looking vents a lot better. So there must have been more dirt in there than I thought. So I'm going to go put my phone inside, take a sip of coffee, come back out, rinse this with the garden hose, and then give it a try. Okay, I just came in from outside from rinsing the condenser, the HVAC unit thing that's out there. Yeah, I guess that's the condensing unit, whatever it's called. I just came in from rinsing that off. I changed the air filters. Oh my gosh, I know my house on this dirt road with all this wind is dusty. I know that I'm not a good housekeeper, so I don't dust inside ever, no, often enough, ever, let's say ever. The dogs are always dropping fur balls everywhere. So I'm good about changing my HVAC system filters. There's an 18 by 18 by 1 there, and then down next to the floor. I'm good at changing them spring and fall, when we change into heating season and when we change into air conditioning season. Clearly I need to change them way more than that. I'll show the pictures of new and old, embarrassingly nasty. So if you don't know about changing your filters, you're probably a better housekeeper than me, but still that's what they could look like. So if this worked, and my HVAC is running correctly now, cooling correctly, I saved, I think, the estimates on the internet for local people was around $100–200, and since I'm out here farther and blah blah blah, so I'm going to say I saved myself $150 if this works, fingers crossed. So I did that. As soon as it started running and I came in, the vents are blowing cool air, which was not happening when I tried it last night or the night before. I couldn't even get the thermostat to move 1 degree. And so at least there's blowing cool air now. So that's a move in the right direction. Yay. I will be thrilled if it works correctly. So in the rest of my video, the beginning of this, if I put the pieces together, last weekend I went and got the dog. Probably not the most sane move, but I really love rat terriers. I had been looking at local rescues. I was seriously thinking about getting a senior dog named Clyde, adorable. But I hadn't picked up Daisy's stuff here yet and cleaned that stuff up. And I was going to go back, but he was adopted 2 days after I met him. No, I went on a Friday and he went on a weekend visit with somebody, and the weekend visit turned into an adoption. So anyway, so I had been, I'm not anti-buying puppies from breeders, but I do like to adopt. I've had several foster dogs that have turned into like adoption kind of things, not formally, but people who needed. That's where Daisy too came from, was she lived with an elderly couple, and there was a hospice situation and stuff, so she needed a place to live, so she came to live with me, and then it was permanent, which I think the family members of the couple knew that it would be permanent. Anyway, long story. So I saw these rat terriers in a nearby state in Pennsylvania. I'm in West Virginia, so it's technically 2 states away, but Maryland is real thin right in that area, Western Maryland. So I drove up and got, Spot. The breeder named the puppy Spot, and I think I'll leave it like that. Dick, Jane, C Spot, run. I don't know. I think I'll leave it like that. Except I noticed when I'm calling my dogs, I say, "Come, Willie. Come, Dylan." And that sounds a little weird for Spot. So, I don't know. But anyway, Spotty, come here. Come here, puppy. Come here. You come here. Yes, I know, Willie. So, Dylan, the dog that I got off of the back of the pickup truck, the guy that was giving the whole litter away. Come here. Dylan plays with Spot. Dylan loves Spot. Dylan is the clumsiest, roughest thing ever. In fact, come here. Playing with Willie, his ear is now permanently, he's got like permanent cauliflower ear, because, this ear, yeah. Because she, I almost said pecked it too hard. She plays too rough. So she loves Spot, but I have to watch him closely because I'm scared that she's going to play too rough. She doesn't seem to try to at all. And a Spot loves following them both around. Spot's going to be feisty. Willie doesn't know what to think. Old man Willie, I think he is feeling too old and geriatric for all that mess. Or he's got little white dog trauma, because Daisy too she was like, she guarded her food, guarded her pillow, guarded her part of the house. That's why we called her Cujo sometimes. So Willie is kind of cautious around Spot, not wanting to play so much, maybe a little jealous, so I'm trying to make sure Willie gets enough of his time. Jealous or just too old for all of that nonsense. I don't know. Come here, Spot. Come here. Hush. Hush, Willie. So, I love my rat terriers. If I didn't believe that there's already too many dogs in the world, I would have a pair of rat terriers, and I would breed them just to make sure I always had rat terriers in my life. Yes, baby. Yes, I know. Don't chew my ear. I don't need cauliflower ear. So, I don't know. Another responsibility. Willie, come. Thank you. And I wanted to mention something real quick. I had asked some of you a while back to keep me in your thoughts, that I had some upcoming doctor's appointments, that they could figure out this intergenerational thing, that my family, female part of my family on one side of the family seems to have. And there's never any real answers. There's just these garbage can collection diagnoses, whatever, and I wouldn't even care about that. I'm not really looking for medicine. If I had a diagnosis, I'd know maybe what to stay away from. But my weaknesses and my lack of coordination is getting worse and worse. And some of you know that I had fallen a few months ago, hit my head on the edge of the couch and had to go get glue put in the side of my head. So that kind of made me a little nervous. And then 2 days ago, I had a fall at work. My legs just give out. It's just weird. Anyway, so I'm undergoing tests for, I've historically been under tests for autoimmune stuff. I'm going to a different rheumatologist later this fall. Because of the coordination problems and what seems more like the nerve problems, neuropathy, all of that kind of stuff. The neuropathy is pretty bad. I went to a neurologist. He's amazing. He is not just saying, oh, you women and your bloating. I had a doctor say that to me one time. So he's taking it seriously. I've gone through tests, the most recent test was an EMG and a nerve conduction study, where they put kind of pins on you and little things on you and run like electrical impulses through to look it up. I'm not a doctor. To see if your muscles and nerves are communicating. So they did that for my legs. That showed negative. I don't have any permanent, I guess, if I understand it right, I don't have any permanent nerve or muscle communication problems in my legs. Yay. But that didn't stop me from doing a big old belly flop at work. How embarrassing. So there's that. I am going for an MRI to take a closer look at my spine. I have pre-existing conditions, I guess genetic conditions in my spine. That's always been there. So, but I guess they'll be looking for lesions and other problems and nerve problems and all of that stuff this summer. So, if you say prayers, pray for my doctors, lead them in the right direction. My sister has been working on trying to figure out, Willie, come. Hey, Willie. I don't think it's going to matter if I change the word come to here because they don't listen anyway. Willie, come. Thank you. So, I forgot where I was going. Yeah, so I just keep plugging along. There are people who have said that they're worried about me being up here alone, this, that, the other. I am not of the mind frame that I want to go. I'm already kind of limited with what I do. I'm older, I've gained weight, I'm wimpier, so I'm already kind of limited. I don't want to limit that anymore out of fearfulness for if I fall. I have given my children numbers to people locally, so my children, if they don't hear from me, that's my hair, Spotty too hotty, that's my hair. You know, so they can check on me and keep closer tabs on me, but I don't want to limit myself any more than I already am. And I hope if I have a diagnosis, I can stay away from things that irritate it more. And I am trying to learn more about teas and herbs. Not that I think teas and herbs are the solution, but I do think all the chemicals we're exposed to is probably part of the problem. Just like spraying that Simple Green. I know it's an amazing cleaner and my friends swear by it, but I also know that I don't really want to be around it because it's pretty harsh and cause, you know, some issues for me. So anyway, I'm just rambling as always, but I wanted to let you know I still exist. I haven't been posting, all of my puppy teeth, all of my plants except for my peppers are I'm looking at my plant shelf. I have murdered so many plants and I just haven't felt up to it. I just haven't felt up to doing anything. The peppers for my Survival Seeds 2025 are out there and they're growing like crazy. So this may be the first year that I grow more than like 1 or 2 little puny peppers. So, I don't know. This weekend, I don't have anything to do but errands and putter around. So, I got one major thing, the HVAC coil spraying down done. I'm thrilled about that. And I'm just going to putter around. But I wanted to say hi. I'm still here. I've been to some doctor's appointments. Still no diagnosis. Still no leads. Except I do have a formal name, Ataxia. Ataxia is the coordination, falling down problems. So I can tell people who see me at the store or see me at work, people at work know, but I'm not hungover, I'm not drinking, I'm not stoned out of my mind and falling down. I'm just falling down because that's what I do. So I'm kind of glad to have that name for that symptom. But anyway, maybe someday we'll figure out what it is. Until then, I hope you're doing well. I totally am behind on watching everyone's videos. I miss you guys. I usually come home from work, ponytail pulling. I come home from work and take care of the animals. Chickens have been mad. It's been so rainy and gross. And then I come home from work and I just go straight to bed. So I haven't been letting them free range in the evenings, so they've been mad at me, but they're out now. I'm just behind in everything, and that's okay. I sit here if I have any energy and I read or I crochet. So anyway, but I wanted to say hi. I'm still here. I'm sorry I'm behind. I haven't been keeping up, and hopefully I'll do a little better. See you soon.